On today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Weatherman. Should you always trust the Weatherman? Is the burning question of the day. So all that's left now is, are you ready? So yeah, we're talking about weathermen today. Are they always 100% right, or do they have flaws? Well, the question is, no, they're not always 100% right. And yes, they do have flaws. They're only human after all. So should you take everything they say as the gospel and it's going to happen? No, is the answer to that question. For instance, yesterday they were calling for rain the whole rest of the week. There's like a 70% chance today and whatever tomorrow, 80% tomorrow, and so on and so forth the rest of the week. So yesterday we really plowed through a bunch of stuff trying to get as much as we possibly could get done on the one good day of the week that we had. And I almost made other plans for today to commit myself to something else because I thought it was going to rain today, because they were saying it was going to rain. But I'm glad I didn't, because obviously, it's not raining. And that's a blessing from God that it's not raining, because we've got a lot to do. So we're going to try to get a lot done today. Because hopefully it's going to hold off until tonight. It's going to rain at some point, but yeah, it's supposed to hold off till tonight. So hopefully we'll have this whole day. And if I had, like I said, if I had committed to that, I would have been kicking myself in the rump. So anyway, let's go mow something, and then I'll talk to you right afterwards about something else. We'll chitty chat about something else. So come along with me and JR on our adventure today. Let's do it right now. So this is the following day. I didn't get to record when we got home yesterday because it was raining. Got a lot done yesterday. it held off until the last thing that we were doing, and then it dumped on us. And I had the mowing done, and we just had a little bit of weed eating left to do on it. And so we got in the truck and we waited for about 5 minutes or so until it got a little lighter. You know, a storm came through. The rain got light, never did stop, but we got out and finished the weed eating and got that done because, you know, I didn't want to drive all the way back over there just to finish a little bit of weed eating, and who knows when I was going to be able to get to it. So yeah, we did that. Well, as you could see in that video, we just did the only one I recorded was just a lot, an empty lot. We do quite a few things like that. But we did 2, not yesterday, but the day before. We did these 2 lots that we don't usually do. It was just for this person that we do a lot of work for. And they were overgrown, you know, probably about, oh, I don't know, probably about 1 foot high for the most part, and then some stuff that was, you know, 3-4 feet tall, but it was just sporadic stuff out through there like that. But most of it was about 1 foot tall, and hadn't been mowed in a long time. And I think some of the neighbors around there were complaining about it, even though it wasn't in a, you know, it wasn't in like a nice subdivision or something. It was just yeah, it's kind of a rural situation. But I think they were complaining about mosquitoes and whatnot, which it wasn't wet, you know, it didn't have like wet areas, so I don't know how that would cause mosquitoes. But what it did cause, in which they didn't complain about, but they probably should have, is rats. I wish so bad that I had, because we just had so much to do that day. I didn't even take the camera, and I didn't think about pulling out my phone. But I wish I would have recorded, because I was telling my wife about it that night, and she was like, that's something I would have actually liked to have seen. But it was these rats, and there was just a ton of them. Have you ever had that? Let me know in the comments if you've ever been mowing like that and just seen, you know, it happens. See all these rats in the grass just tearing out through there, just kind of burrowing, you know, because I had to go over it once all the way up before I could lower the blades down to get to the final cut of it, which I wanted to cut pretty short so it would, you know, look all right. But yeah, they were just tearing out through there. You could see them like burrowing through that initial cut. And I was trying not to hit any of them, you know. I don't think I did, just because it's, you know, it's just nasty. Who wants to hit rats and sling that crap everywhere? But I was getting behind them and kind of guiding them towards the road. So I could just see them just doing this whole thing through the grass. So I'd kind of guide them, get behind them, and then you'd see them pop out and just scatter across the road there. So I'm sure it was like, I don't know if any of you are old enough, but there was a movie called Ben when I was a little bitty kid. Barely remember going to see it. And it was about this boy that had a friend that was a rat, and it was just a rat movie, you know. And I think the predecessor to that, which I never did see until later, was what was it called? Willard or something like that, I think. And it was a rat, you know. There were rat movies, so it kind of reminded you of that. You know, they were probably like, I don't know, those rats went somewhere out of those fields. So you know, I don't know if they went over to the people on either side's house or across the street's house or whatever. But they were scattering going somewhere. I wish I would have got footage of that. But anyway, yeah, rats. So I did finish that job the other day, where I was behind the fence. I was there for like 30 minutes and I just cleaned off some of it, and it was just too hot and didn't feel like lopping all that stuff. So I did finish that. I did also go buy a little battery powered chainsaw, but I didn't want to pay high dollar for it because, you know, I'm not going to use it that much. And that's just the truth of the matter. So I just bought a Cobalt, and it was a couple $100 compared, a little over a couple $100 plus, compared to like $500, you know. So it did a great job. We plowed right through it, got it done, and yeah, it made it a lot easier, a heck of a lot easier. But the funny thing was, there are certain people, how can I put this? There are certain people that you as a lawn person know of that want to lowball you or don't want to, you know, pay you what you want to be paid for certain jobs. And this was one of those cases. You know, we got it done, and I was giving him a good price because, you know, I do his and a bunch of his friends yards. Gave him a good price, so I just couldn't do better than that. And I get done and I go to get my check, and he's like, ooh, that's too much. Too much. Like, well, I mean, that's what it is. I said, and I told him point blank, you shouldn't have had it done, you know. And so he was there haggling with me and trying to pay, you know. Finally he was like wanting to pay like $20 less than I asked for, and I was like, no, that's the price. And you know, he just kept on, and he had these other people like right there doing tile work that were cutting outside. I said, let's go over here and walk. Let's walk around the corner, so you know you're not, I'm sure it was freaking them out because they were probably going, man, is this guy gonna pay me? Am I gonna have to do this? So I was like, let's just walk around the corner here so they can't hear what we're saying. And I said, you know, it's just what it is. This is how much it is, and I can't do it for less. That was a good price. And eventually I think he came around, you know. He was like, oh, thanks for coming. Yeah, I know, blah, 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 blah. And he gave me the check. And, you know, who knows? In those situations, I may lose his yard. I don't care. I don't care if I lose his yard, his friend's yard, or whatever. You know, I'm not going to take that. You know, I'm not going to take that lying down. You know, if you ask me to do something and I say it's this much an hour, and we get it done, and I'm charging you that much an hour, and you don't like the price, well, you know, you're going to pay. You're going to pay what you're supposed to, come hell or high water. You know what I mean. So he paid, and the check cleared. But anyway, enough of that. Let's just say, let me bid you adieu and say goodbye for this video. And thank you so much for watching. If you will, please give it a like, give it the old thumbs up. Helps with the algorithm. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, because you know, why not? Anyway, until next time, here we go. Pew!